Hello, everybody. Welcome to the pipeline. Welcome to the pipeline. If you in here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I'm going to give y'all a second to come on in here while I get myself together and we going to talk. Y'all come on in. Y'all come on in. I'm going to give everybody a second to come on in here. So if y'all in here and it's quiet, I'm just giving people time to come in here and express themselves. That's about it. I'm on my audio. Tonight, y'all. I'm going to give y'all the rest of me tonight. I'm going to give y'all the rest of me. My day has been long. I do want to talk about some stuff myself. But I also want to let tonight be for just open discussions. Anything y'all want to talk about just regarding life or the case. We're going to talk about it. So I'm going to let y'all get on in here. Let's chat. Cause y'all know sometimes I just need to vent sometimes. I just need to vent. And I've been so busy, but never too busy for the pipeline. I be needing y'all more than what y'all realize. Y'all are my support. So when I have things going on, I love to involve y'all into my world. Is also I like to be in your world with creativity. That's why I'm always asking y'all for ideas and whatever you want to talk about, bring to the channel. What's going on, Willie? I think that was Willie. Wasn't that Willie? So y'all know I really can't. The stuff I be wanting to say, I gotta wait till after like 2 minutes to really go and do my thing. Hey, Nadia. What y'all do tonight? Y'all know Thursday is like the new Friday. It's been like that for years. What is y'all doing? So as y'all know, right? I am gonna talk about the Boog, the Bandit case, y'all. Trust me. That is my number one priority. Congratulations on your pantry. Nadia, you seen it? I'm trying to get it together. I'm trying to paint it, y'all. I don't know if I want to put shelves up, like, because what I should have did, y'all, I should have painted the damn pantry first, but with me just buying the house and still renovating the last 2 months, I got to get that stuff out of there. And then I still have a nonprofit business I have to run on top of still moving in, being a mommy, running the clothing business. So I be all over the place, but that food was taking up too much space. Yo, what's up, everybody? What's up? So I just want to talk to y'all. Thank y'all for coming into the live. I got some stuff on my mind, y'all. Y'all know how I get on my ghetto gospel shit sometimes. You know what I mean? Nadia, make your closets down there until everything is done. What closet? Not my clothes. Cause I had some shoes down there, Nadia, and I wasn't feeling it. And then my people like, oh, put some mothballs in your shoes. I'm like, I love the smell of mothballs. I'm like, I don't want to smell like goddamn mothballs and shit. So I had to bring the shoes upstairs, do the whole, put them in a container thing, and put not close the pantry stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, y'all. That's what I'm gonna do. Cause listen, if I wasn't gonna paint it, I'm like, well, maybe I should do the wallpaper paint. Like, not the wallpaper paint, but the wallpaper decorations, because it is my own personal pantry, but I still have to, because I had to wait and see for like a month, y'all, before we put that stuff in there with me buying this house. I had to make sure, like, the basement wasn't gonna get wet, because when the basement get wet, it could mess up a lot of the inventory, not just the sodas and not the sodas and the water, but the flour products, because it'll create moisture, like cereal, rices, the pastas. When you doing a food pantry, from what I'm learning, because like I said, it's my first one that I'm doing for is making it a community pantry in this house for the neighborhood. But what I have learned from doing YouTube and reaching out to people is that the moisture will cause your pastas, your rice, your flours, it will die out faster for a shelf life if you don't vacuum seal it or put it in some kind of containers after you put it into your storage bag. So that's what we really had to wait for. But the crazy part, y'all, about the whole pantry thing, since we talking about it, do y'all not know we had probably about, I would say, between 200 to 300 cases of diapers that we distributed through the city, the low income poverty neighborhood. Do y'all not know these girls did not want to take the diapers or the feminine products because they wasn't name brand? It really baffled me, like that, like the toothpaste and stuff. Like some of the toothpaste don't always be name brand. When you got churches and organizations donating stuff, everything don't always be name brand. Sometimes it be the thought that count. Take this stuff if you need it. These girls was like, we don't want it because it's not name brand. And I'm not gonna say a big percentage of it. A lot of the stuff did get gone, as y'all can see, but a lot of like the canned goods and the diapers and the tampons and the pads and the toothpaste, the deodorant, so the girls didn't want it because it wasn't name brand. I was really tripping off of that. It's so ungrateful, so ungrateful. So we was like, you know what, we just gonna keep it and just give it away to whoever need it. Because like, yo, I could ride down the street every day. I'm constantly just running down on people, giving them stuff. That's just what I do. I see these women out here walking with them kids and all that. Why would I pass these women up and they walking and got kids and they could use this food or the little gloves and hats and stuff, feminine product? You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how people be thinking that stuff is just beneath them. They don't want the help. They feel like, oh, I'm good, I got it, but it's all cool because we still gonna get blessed. But I'm gonna tell y'all something about my food pantry business and what I'm trying to do with the pipeline and what made me want to start the pipeline. It just wasn't just about bringing the news, the underground, the stuff people don't want to talk about, the underbelly. The pipeline I also wanted to turn into I'm not picky, I've seen many. Thank you, Nadia. I appreciate that too. But the whole stuff I've been trying to do with the pipeline is trying to work with the youth. That's pretty much what it is. A lot of the things that we cover in the news and in the media with these cases and murders and what else can I say? These serial killers, rapists. A lot of these things stem from childhood traumas. So I always known that many years in my life. So I always wanted to create a program for the youth that was troubled. And when they come out the juvenile system, we would snatch them up, provide housing and clothing, show them how to do applications and whatnot. I've been doing this for many years, but it was just hard to find backing and funding, right? Until I put my own money up. I started putting my own money up and linking with other people in other states that's independent as myself who started helping me. But I tell y'all what, that is really disappointing to me with this whole journey with me trying to do my nonprofit business for the last 2 years with where I started from and where I'm at now. I reached out to a lot of the churches first, the African American churches, the community leaders and people of color, people in these neighborhoods that had the most trouble, the troubled neighborhoods kind of kids, the boys and the girls. Just to get some backing from the church, whether if they could provide uniform, help me with the school drives, because y'all know I do clothes. So I'm always doing the school uniforms, hats and gloves. That's just been my thing. Socks, things that's not expensive that I can afford far as inventory. You know what I mean? So I try to go that route. But I find it disgusting and irritating that a lot of these pastors that is in the community that I try to reach out to, not just in Ohio, but many places around the world, it's crazy that a lot of them tried to either have sex with me or tried to persuade me into doing sexual favors or some kind of bribes to get these things done. And with me not ever selling my soul, not only for the industry but also for the people around me, opportunities. I never sold my soul. I always been a boss, and I always knew my potential. I know my potential, my gifts, and my crafts. I know I could turn nothing into something. So I never been real big on receiving help. But when you reach out to these other organizations, especially these, and I'm not gonna say all pastors. I'm not gonna say all, but a lot of them who I've reached out to has always either tried to bribe me through sex or some kind of sexual favor or what I'm gonna get for this and that and the other, because they could see maybe the desperation in me for the program, but I would never sell. I would never sell because my thing is I got my own bag. I can invest in these things like y'all can. It's nothing y'all can't do that I can't do or match up with. So that is something that I've always struggled with being an entrepreneur. And not only just the entrepreneurship, like I told y'all in my career, I would say about 7 years ago, I told y'all I supervised 40 men, predominantly men, all men. Everything I have ever done has always been a predominantly male profession, whatever it seemed like my crafts be, whether it's be writing or be music or business or dealing with churches or being over 40 men, different races, different ages. I've always knew how to be, what can I say? I can say I've always knew how to be self-sufficient and self-reliant, where y'all gonna respect me either which way it go. And covering Boog the Bandit's case, so much of her remind me of myself, and that's why I really fight for her justice. And not just for that, but the kind of person that she was, her past, and how she changed her life, and always dabbling into things that as a female we always had to fight for our respect. And if you didn't want to give it to us, we gonna take it either which way it go. Covering that case, covering Boog the Bandit's case, rest in peace, Courtney Bruce. It didn't take a toll on me, but the way this case is going and the information that's coming out about her case is really something, y'all, that I think y'all need to pay attention to, because it is something to her story that's not normal. What happened to her was not normal. Everything about it is tragic. It's tragic. It's tragic. And with me, like I said, y'all, with me being a woman, that's why I fight so hard for my people. Not just men, not just the women, but the men too. I go so hard for y'all because I've been on every side of the pole spectrum you could think of besides selling my soul or selling my body. I can't relate to prostitution, and I can't relate to being a stripper, but everything else in life that you can imagine, I have been through. There's nothing that I haven't been through that I haven't overcome and accomplished. And I know what self-love and support will do for you if you choose to want it for yourself. If you want it for yourself. Because this shit out here called life, man, it'll suck you up and spit you straight out. And as I build for what I'm trying to build Rome, like y'all know me, I got a lot going on. I'm trying to build Rome. But every time I try to educate my people on something that I feel like can bring them success or residual income besides chasing the material and chasing the bag, if I could get all my people out that mindset of chasing the bag and trying to chase this material shit, buying all this jewelry, and motherfuckers ain't even got no life insurance for their kids and no wheels set up, like I think I gotta gravitate to the people who could really understand me, because there's so many ways that we can be productive if we choose to follow our craft and chase our dreams. Willie I'll forever keep Boog in my playlist. Period. like I said, y'all, this the Boog the Bandit case has really became overwhelming, and I'm not gonna stop. But the information that keep coming in y'all day to day, I mean, I get so many emails, so many court documents. I mean, I can't even put a story together for y'all at this point because it's so outrageous. Just after the untold truth, I just did the untold truth, and we pretty much thought we had it nailed in the coffin, but y'all don't understand the whole nother door that has been open with this whole Mr. Williams thing, and I got an email saying that him and his brothers, Mr. Williams' brother, caught a case, some cases at the library for some robbery, for some robbery shit like 4 years ago. Man, y'all don't understand how much information has came in on Mr. Williams and Mr. McIntyre. I can't even put it together for y'all yet because that's how overwhelming it is. And I really do want to give it to y'all, but I need y'all to understand how much I respect Courtney, her fans, most of all her family. So I can't just put anything out there for content. I got too much respect for her. She remind me too much of myself. A boss, a CEO, attractive, pretty, hardworking, loving, giving, caring, nurturing. I gotta put some respect on it when I cover it. I'm not just about to give y'all anything for content. But when I tell y'all how I turned the pandemic into a plandemic, I only got 14 views on that. I did that at 7 o'clock this morning. When I talk about day trading in stocks and how to flip y'all little money over, y'all don't want to talk about that. I hate that I have to always cover tragedies when I want y'all to see the bigger picture, that the media is lying to us and chasing this goddamn bag and chasing all this material shit. It just leading y'all astray. Why is our people so attracted to drama? I can't understand that. I can't. For the life of me, I can't understand it. So as I'm having this open discussion tonight, I want to talk to y'all about how I feel like a lot of people around me is folding under pressure. They not folding like against me or doing no ill will. It's the self-esteem and the mentality amongst my people that I love. I feel like they has, not all of them, but a nice percentage of them is like giving up hope on this shit called life. I don't know if y'all on the pipeline can relate to this. Shout out to y'all in the pipeline. But I gotta talk to y'all about this tonight because giving up ain't no option in 2021. It's not an option. Whatever you going through, you gotta pull your shit by the bootstraps and buckle up. If ain't nobody riding with you, you gotta buckle up. We could be fuck around. We could be in a goddamn Armageddon. The pandemic is about to be the winter time. We don't know what we facing. And for our people to be giving up right now and not trying to build nothing or plan is really baffling. It's baffling. But then y'all can sit up around all these people who don't mean you no good or support you or help you grow in any kind of way. But your loyalty is to all the wrong people. If you not feeding your family, providing for the goddamn neighborhood and community, what are you doing with your life? What is your purpose? Because sitting up on the internet, it ain't going to get you there. Y'all know how much time people spend on Facebook and Instagram, just in other motherfuckers' business. Like, I know people who literally can't live without social media. That's why this blogging shit, y'all, is so difficult for me. This is really difficult for me because I'm a person who live in the background. I don't like the spotlight. I don't like being in the mix of everything. I like staying in my lane in the back. I make more noise in the back than what a person do in the front. I don't want that position. I don't want motherfuckers knowing my moves and how I'm living and all on social media with my dude and family and shit. That shit is in the way. Why is y'all giving people the blueprint to walk straight into y'all goddamn lives? Straight into your lives. It's like everybody snitching, everybody telling. I keep telling y'all, ain't nobody y'all telling on yourselves. Y'all make everything public. Everything is for goddamn social media. I believe that's a reason why a lot of people envy Courtney Bruce, because she was in the spotlight for her career, but far as her personal life, she was always quiet and off in the cut. She did her thing around the people who she knew, but it was her quietness. But when she moved, she made noise. She made noise with just the moves that she bust. She didn't have to always be loud. She didn't have to always be seen. She was a magnet, a money magnet. It came to her naturally. And with that comes envy. And people will surround themselves, all the wrong people. If you're not careful with who you bring into your life, you can surround yourself with all the wrong people that don't mean you no good. And these people will be your biggest cheerleaders to destruction. They will lead you straight off the goddamn cliff head first. But with everybody following behind everybody, I'm not saying that's what Courtney did. I'm not saying that. But if you really think about the games that was being played with Mr. Kaiser, Mr. Murphy, Mr. Y'all know the dude, little dirty dude. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, if y'all look at those characters and those guys, you can obviously tell it was something going on mentally and why they feel. They couldn't have pulled that on nobody. They couldn't have pulled that on no regular dude. They really was that naive and really tried to get it off on a female. And that's the whole sad part to me about it. Like, this is a whole girl. This is a whole girl. And how they did her and went about it all the wrong goddamn way. It was just crazy. It's crazy. And then now knowing the information that I know now about both of the brothers, because they are like adopted brothers. Research I have found, things have came out. They most definitely is connected like family. So only thing I need to know that I'm missing is what connection do they have with Mr. Kyson, or what connection do they have with MJ? Because all of these people just ain't connected in all these different type of ways. I mean, this shit is like a web, but everybody is connected to each other in a certain kind of way. What the hell is the goddamn connection? And where in the hell did KB come in at to be disloyal to Courtney? What line was crossed in that situation? I need y'all to pay attention to these people that y'all around in these back doors, because I'm constantly tired of my everyday life hearing about when y'all see these families I deal with, and trust you, let me keep this, let me let y'all know this. I deal with every walks of life of people. I deal with dope boys, I deal with strippers, I deal with high class bougie girls, I deal with medical people, I deal with doctors, lawyers, musicians, because I am a clothing brand. And on top of that, I have an organization for nonprofit. So all of these walks of life of people get money and they love to invest or spend with me. So my thing is this, with me having conversations with these people of all walks of life, I need y'all to understand the mindset of people that y'all dealing with, who y'all look up to. A lot of these people who y'all looking up to is going to lead you straight off the deep end. Straight off the deep end. A lot of people look good. They look very good. Think about it. A lot of people got all this money. Taxes is coming out again all year. You know, people getting their taxes late. We got these PPP loans. We got this unemployment. Everybody is looking real good right now. So y'all need to read between the lines. And when all the smoke clear, when all the smoke clear, pay attention to a person's conversation and their mindset. Don't be so easy to be persuaded. I got to tell y'all this because I got a lot on my mind today. And when I had these open discussions, y'all know I get on my ghetto gospel. Y'all know I got to talk about these street politics. Y'all know that. Y'all know I came from nothing to something. So I'm not going to tell y'all something that I'm not going to be able to stand in my truth in. I can't. I can't, because I know if I could do it, y'all most definitely can too. I know y'all can. I did it with no support. No people behind me. The only thing I had was a bag and believed in myself. You believe in yourself, invest in yourself. Small investment, seeds. Plant seeds in yourself. If you believe in your gifts and your talents, plant small seeds. $50 in yourself. Get your t-shirts done, your business cards. You do hair, get your hair, your inventory. Start small. Start small. Because I believe in y'all. I believe in y'all more than anybody probably ever believe in y'all. Period. If you subscribe to me and my channel, man, we gonna walk this shit called life. And we gonna live in our truth. We don't knock no hustles over here, but be smart. Be smart while doing it. And Courtney was one to me that I do believe is a young legend. I do. Everything she did it smart and she did it big. She did it silent, but when she arrived and when people saw her or heard her, it was big. It was big. She 5'1", 5'2". Everything she did was big. And when you big and you gifted and talented, beautiful, all my gentlemen out here that's listening, you handsome, people will envy your success. It don't always gotta come from an outsider. It will be these people you call family, your bro, your foes. Ladies, your sis. Your sis. Keep your eye on your sis. Keep your eye on your bros and your foes. Because these is the people who really despise you. They live vicariously through you. I don't care if y'all want to believe it or not. This is the motherfucking truth. If you in here, hit the goddamn button. Subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe. Because I need my pipeline to be woke on what's really going on out here. I can't keep covering. I'm not going to say I'm not going to pick up another case after Courtney. Because that's what I love to do. I love to figure out these stories. And I love to also I love brain teasers. I love to pick the people's mind and get y'all to see things from a different perspective with life. Because the way we was brought up or the way we was taught, a lot of the ways we was taught was not always the right way. And as we become older, we got to find our own way, our own truth. Your truth may not be your mom and daddy truth. Your truth ain't your grandmama and them truth. Your truth is your truth, and you got to live in that, and you got to accept it, and you got to believe in your truth. You cannot be ashamed of your truth. If people don't like your truth, cut them the fuck off, because you can't change who you are. And a lot of people want you to change for them. They want you to change to be up to their standards or what they feel like they level of success is or growth or whatever it is. But when you look at it, all the people that's judging you, man, be grateful. Be grateful. Be grateful. Because it's a lot of people out here doing way worse than me, you, anybody watching this. If you know how far you came, be grateful. And most of all, be humble. Be humble with your blessings. And when your blessings come, you got to share your blessings. You got to share your blessings. You can't be selfish. This ain't no one-man show. Ain't no good luck or no good karma gonna come to nobody that's selfish. Boog did everything right that a person could possibly think of and doing. Even though she had a past. Like, we all got a past. We all got a past. Hey, Tori, thanks for tapping in the live. Who else in here? Nadia. I can see y'all went away so fast. But to me, we all got a pass. I got a pass. Y'all got a goddamn pass. But one thing for sure with Courtney, when she changed over into 2020, something dramatic happened for her. That's why I said, if you really go back to the music and you've been following Courtney for a long time, she's been chasing and seeking change for a long time. And maybe she battled, like we all battle with change. Change is scary. Like I tell y'all all the time. I think I said this not too long ago. Change is scary. Change is uncomfortable because as human beings, we're used to comfort. We used to comfort. And if y'all really think about, a lot of people stay in these relationships, whether if it's business, personal, marriages, whatever. A lot of people stay in these situations for comfort. Think about it. If you're listening to this right now, think about a lot of the people that you know that's in relationships, that's married or long-term relationships. How many of those relationships that y'all could think of that they truly happy and it's not some kind of dependence there? A lot of people not in love to be in love. A lot of people is in it for the money or for the sex. I mean, I'm going to keep it a buck. It's 2021. A lot of people is used to comfort. As human beings, we are used to comfort. But I'm going to tell y'all something. Comfort is never good. Nobody ever wants to be comfortable. I don't care what y'all say. Some people like, I want to make enough money. Like some people like, how much is enough money? How many people say, I just want enough money to be comfortable? That's a goddamn lie. Y'all, let me tell y'all something about that shit. Whoever put this shit out, like, things I don't agree with, like keep your enemies close, keep your friends close, your enemies closer. That's some bullshit. Quit going off of shit y'all was brought up on off y'all mamas and they got y'all fucking astray. Why would you want to keep your enemies closer than your friends? What sense does that make? Like, oh no, it ain't like that. They saying like, a person don't like you, but you keep them close. Why would I want to keep a motherfucking enemy close? If I know you don't like me, why would I want you to be around me to sabotage my shit? What sense does that make? I don't care how y'all clean it up. It don't make sense. It don't. I want enough money I just want to be comfortable in life. You ain't never going to be comfortable in life because guess what? You're going to work so goddamn hard to get that goddamn number you trying to reach. And when you reach that number, your lifestyle and all your bills then caught up to this money you bringing in. So you always going to work harder and harder and harder to keep up and maintain. It ain't never a thing called comfortable. When y'all get caught up in that comfortable theory, that's when stagnation kick in because you never want to get too comfortable. You always want to be great. You always want to do better. You always want to excel more. And you always want more for you or your family. All that comfortable shit. What is I just want to be comfortable? What number is that? When do a person want to be comfortable? I'm going to be comfortable at $1 million. But guess what? When you get to $1 million, all your taxes on your businesses, all your houses you done bought, your cars, all that shit going to equal up to $500,000-$600,000. Then on top of that, you still got your daily expenses with your kids. If you paying for private school, you got to pay your more. All that you still is steady fighting to stay ahead. So there's never a such thing as being comfortable. Comfortable is when stagnation kick in. When you too comfortable, that's when laziness kick in. And guess what? When laziness kick in, that's when opportunity for disaster walk straight on in. Because now your ass done got so comfortable and then got lazy where you done forgot about the things that got you to that number that you reached. You done gave up on the drive and the hustle. You ain't hungry. You ain't hungry no more. You ain't hungry no more. So then you gonna stop. When you stop, that's when everything gonna go to the wayside. Because you feel like you ain't gotta grind so hard no more. This shit called life gonna always require grind and hard work. Period. Unless you hit the mega millions or your whole family is just self-made millionaires. Further than that, this shit requires a grind. And we will always have to grind till we get to a certain point. It is to a certain point where you can sit back and let your money just come in peacefully. But you still got to regulate that because that still got to be back. You still got to constantly invest your profit money into your inventory, into your merchandise, into your advertising. So it's still a non-stop cycle, people. I'm going to need y'all to stop losing that hunger. And that's why I respect Courtney Bruce so much and Boog the Bandit and go so hard for her. Hey, Zastasia. Did I say it right? Is Zastasia or is Zastasia? Thank you for coming into the live. But that's why I respect Courtney Bruce so much Boog the Bandit because as young as she was, she never gave up that hunger. The hunger always was there. She was born to be successful. Everybody I talked to, and like I told you, I talked to many of people in this case. One thing everybody had in common to say about Courtney was she was a grinder. She motivated me. These was people who was in higher places than her I talked to. More financially successful than her, producers, entrepreneurs. I didn't talk to so many people that know Courtney and worked with her who said she motivated them to be great. And she was younger than them. Y'all heard Prince even came up on the channel. Shout out to Prince, man. Y'all go follow Prince on Instagram. Prince came on a lot. He said, man, she was younger than me. But one thing I could say, man, that girl, she was non-stop. I mean, she grind all day, all night. He even gave us the story about when they went inside the laundromat and it was late night, but Boog had to shoot the scene. She had to shoot the scene. He said, man, I was so tired. I was buzzing. She was buzzing. He was like, you wouldn't even tell she was going. Like, she wasn't even tired. Young. Never lost that hunger because you know why? She did not want to stay in the struggle. When you want more for yourself and you want to take care of your family, this shit don't stop. You cannot stop being hungry. Don't get no PPP loan and think you got 20, 40,000. You cool. That ain't no money. That ain't no money. Motherfucker blow through 20, 40 band in like 3-4 months. If you buy houses and cars and clothes and splurging and jewelry, this shit is expensive out here. It's expensive. And in the meantime, while we in the pandemic, why would y'all want to keep going to go blow goddamn money when y'all need to be stacking it for rainy days? Motherfuckers might be laid off them gigs in 6 months. Fucking with this Delta variant and this COVID. Y'all might be off. Them kids might be out of school in 3 to 6 months. This a whole nother ball game with this Delta variant and how they rocking. And now they trying to get everybody vaccinated. Everybody feel how they feel. Stop blowing the money on dumb shit. Stop blowing the money, ladies, on these goddamn nails and hair. $200, $300, $400 for these goddamn lace fronts. When that shit could go towards your kids' college tuition or in your goddamn savings account for a goddamn rainy day. Go 30 days without getting them hair and nails and feet done and them goddamn lashes and all that. And see how much money you save. Live in your truth. Because if a man really love you, he gonna love you without all of that anyways. All of that is just a character. Fellas, quit going out here tricking your money off. Y'all buying all this loud and buying these packs and going to the dispensary buying edibles and dumb shit. Y'all can't even get the kids no school clothes on time. And I'm not saying all. This ain't all ladies and this ain't all gentlemen. I'm just speaking from a female's point of view who's been through the struggle, who has made it out in 2021 in the pandemic and showing you how much of the value of a dollar is. The value of a dollar is nothing now. It's nothing now. You can't go in the goddamn store with $5 and live your best life no more with $10. They got Newports going for $10 a pack. Gas, $3 a gallon. How many people drive for a living? How many people ride? How many people work for Uber? Drive, deliveries, trucks, tow trucks, semis. That gas is another motherfucking bill by itself. All that hair and nails and stuff. Come on, y'all. Let's be smart with this shit. If you're going to do anything, invest it into yourself. Invest it into your crafts. Invest it into your dreams. Invest it into studio time. Invest it into painting. Invest it into whatever. Lumber, wood. Whatever you choose to do. Cars, mechanics. Your tools. Ladies, tools, inventory. I need y'all to understand how the smallest things can turn out into a big blessing. Plant them seeds, let it grow. So, I wanted to just vent real quick. I'm off my open discussion. If y'all want to talk, let's talk. But I had to get that off my chest because I'm constantly battling. Because I don't look at YouTube and internet as real life. I don't. I think this internet shit is a gimmick to me, y'all. It is. And I battle myself with real life versus fantasy. Because YouTube is full of lies. YouTube is full of drama and chaos and static. And I battle with that because I don't know how to adapt to this world. As much as I try to, I'm going to do this to my channel. I give up. I'm like, I don't want to do it. I'm going to talk to the people. I don't want to do it. Every time I don't want to do it, God steady keep pushing me and pushing me and pushing me. So now I no longer can fight it. Even if I take days off, it's like, look, this is my job. I accept my role. And I got to work for the people. I'm here for y'all. Only thing I could do is give y'all these everyday stories with these murders and these back doors and these real life scenarios. Even with my experiences with real life. I have to give them to y'all because a lot of people who we look up to, and I have been around these people. Like I told y'all, pastors, I've been around celebrities, entrepreneurs, bums. I mean, every walk of life you could think of, I have been around. And when it comes to these people who we look up to, these people live double lives. They do. And I'm not saying all, but a nice percentage of them, they cannot save us. These people who we looking up to is not going to give us a seat at that goddamn table. And they is not going to give us the blueprint on how to take care of our families. They not. If something happened to us, these people ain't coming for us. So we have to come for ourselves. We have to spend money with each other. Support your black businesses. Y'all know how much it takes for a black business to thrive? Support your black businesses. If you know your friend and your boy got something going on, support them. Invest in them. Because you'll be surprised where they may end up at. They may pass your ass straight on up, and a year later, they gonna ride straight past your ass like, remember when I was grinding, I was fucked up, and you ain't, and I really needed that, and you ain't want it. Be humble. Bless people. Help people. Support your people. Support your people. Because we don't have enough of it. We don't. And everywhere I go, I'm constantly, man, everybody know me for preaching this shit. I spit that ghetto gospel. Shout out to the pipeline. Motherfuckers see me coming, it ain't nothing but respect. From the young ones to the old ones, men and women. When I come and I pull up, it ain't nothing but respect everywhere I go. Because they know how I'm coming. Like, yeah, they look up to me, and it's the way I carry myself and how I demand respect. And not only that, but how I treat people. I make everybody feel like they important. I don't care who they is, what they got. I'm going to make you feel important because you are. And we don't have enough of that. We don't have enough support. We don't have enough motivation in these communities. We don't got enough love in these streets because everybody is a goddamn op. Thanks to the internet and people in Chicago smoking on everybody. Everybody now has become some kind of goddamn op of some sort. Thanks to social media, because social media has totally taken away quality time. Social media has taken away bonding. Social media has took away social skills. Social media has also took away critical thinking. When they came with these smartphones, I swear it made everybody goddamn dumb. At least 65 to 70% of the people is dumb fucking with these smartphones. They go to these phones for every goddamn thing. You could go visit family members on the holidays or whatever. Everybody on the goddamn phone, sitting in the same room. Am I lying? If I'm lying, y'all say something. If I'm lying, say something. Everywhere I go, everybody on the goddamn phone. You can walk into a house full of people, everybody on the goddamn phone. Even the kids is on tablets and phone. I ain't never seen them like it. It's like our people is being programmed and brainwashed to a level I don't think I have ever experienced in my life before. This shit with this pandemic is really damaging our people mentally. They gave out all this free money. They giving out free phones. All the parents is living their best life, giving these kids the goddamn tablet. It's no more social time. No more sitting at the table eating dinner. No more going outside playing as a family. Everybody is on their goddamn phones. And I hate it. I think it's sad. I do. It's crippling our youth. Our youth is our future. If we where we at in life right now, we still not where we want to be, and we steady grinding to be where we want to be. But then we got our kids and our nieces and nephews coming up behind us. I feel like they totally has been brainwashed. If it ain't from the music, it's from the goddamn electronics or poor parenting. And if it don't apply, let it fly, cause this ain't to everybody. But poor fucking parenting. It is. I can't say this enough. The poor fucking parenting is out of fucking control. Out of control. These kids is damn near grown. So when I get off my vent and shit, which I just wanted to woo side of y'all about tonight, because I'm tired of losing a lot of people. I'm tired of losing people to death. I'm tired of losing people to drugs and addiction. And I'm tired of losing people to the system. It's like, when do when do it stop? And we know some things will never stop. But with us losing big mamas and the big uncles ain't role models in these families, who else can the kids turn to besides the goddamn parenting? And majority of the time, parents at work are doing what they got to do, so they in school half of the goddamn day. Then when they come home, it's dinner time, TV, and electronics. Come on. I've watched it and experienced it, y'all, and it's really puzzling to me. It's puzzling. I got so much on my mind right now, I can't even focus. This last week with this house and dealing with the organization, with the pantry, and the people I'm dealing with these deacons. I got 2 deacons who trying to have sex with me. And this is crazy, y'all. Like, I'm dealing with 2 churches, right? One church, the pastor and the deacon want to have sex with me. And then the other church, the deacon is trying to make his move because the pastor don't want to sign my paperwork that I have to give to the city. I need your John Hancock on this piece of paper so I could take it down to the city, get it stamped, get the city seal on it, and also get it notarized. But I need one more pastor name. But this is so sad to me that these people in high places don't want to help a sister. And I understand why a lot of women in the churches and stuff like that, not all, but some, I can understand their positions on why they come out of the churches. You know what I'm saying? Because dealing with these churches, like I said, I've been dealing with these churches for 1.5 years. I've been doing this nonprofit thing for 2 years. So I have seen a lot. Man, they smoke weed. They drinking, adultery, all in the church. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, the shit that I see in real life, it sound like a movie. It really do. It sound like a movie, my experiences and my stories. But I only could give y'all my goddamn truth. My goddamn truth. And as I look at these people, certain people in high places, and I see the double lives that they live, it makes me more grounded in my beliefs because I could always see through the facade. I always knew to get on a certain side of success, from what I've experienced from many different sides, to get on a certain side of success or to rub elbows with a certain side, you most definitely gonna have to do something or sell your soul. It ain't no way around it. From the music industry to the goddamn churches, it's like, if you don't go, shout out to Kwame Brown, the go along, get along gang, that is most definitely real. And I believe Courtney was not with the go along, get along gang. And I also believe that's why her music, they kind of like kept her in one place. It was either to a point where as an artist, you either gonna take the oath or you ain't gonna take the oath. I believe in a way, could have been possible she was coming to a crossroads with the labels. To a point where if you don't sell your soul, we not gonna market you and we not gonna give you the deal that you want. Because for her to be so talented as she was, And I'm doing this research on her, and every time it comes to this music with these managers and these labels, and trying to find out the information that I need, I keep getting roadblocks. I keep getting roadblocks. Even with the interviews that she's done on the radio, it's like, did it get to a point in her career? And I'm not saying this had nothing to do with her passing. This is just an open discussion. This is just, I'm not even going to say allegedly. This is just a thought. I'm just saying, like, could it possibly been to a point where if you don't take this oath, you ain't gonna be able to cross over mainstream? And with her not wanting to sell her soul and choosing not to, they kind of kept her at a certain, in a certain genre, if y'all know what I mean. Because as talented as she was, and as much as she has done in the industry, I still can't believe she's not up there with the best of them. I don't see why she's not up there with the Cardis and the Megans and the Doja Cats. I can't. And the Lizzos and the Coi Lerais. I just see an open market for Boog. And she was young. She was in that stage where she could have jumped straight on in and went to the top easy. We seen the numbers that her videos was doing all 20 and 2021. So what happened? What happened? And a lot of people say it was a sacrifice. They think she was a sacrifice. I don't believe she was a sacrifice. I don't, because it's a certain rank and a certain level you have to be at to be even considered as a sacrifice. Now, not saying somebody couldn't have sacrificed her for something else, but I don't think that was the case in this. This was all personal. This was set up. This wasn't no sacrifice. For instance, like Jennifer Hudson, allegedly, her family got sacrificed for success. So a lot of artists who family members, a lot of people say Keisha Cole's mother probably was a sacrifice for her success, with her falling off. These sacrifices, like I tell y'all, it could go many different ways. It could be an animal sacrifice, it could be a blood sacrifice, right? And what is the third one? I want to say it's two: animal, blood, and the homosexual acts. Those are the three sacrifices. I don't believe in Courtney's case it was a sacrifice. I don't think she got to that level yet. But I do believe it was to a point in her career where when it comes to them labels and signing that dotted line, it could get iffy. But she had her own lawyer to, all that don't always go to every artist. If you got your own lawyer and your paperwork right and everything, it is a way you can go about making good money in the industry without selling your soul. Only thing is, you won't be mainstream, but you could be big on Spotify, or you could be big on streaming and make more money than artists that we see on our TV. Y'all got to understand, there's a lot of artists in this industry that make millions and millions of dollars that we'd never heard of before. We never heard of them before. It's other ways to break into the industry, whether it's ghostwriting. It's a lot of different ways. You can play instruments, composer. It's a lot of different ways you could break in and make a lot of money without being mainstream. It's a lot of artists doing it, making millions. We'd never know their names, but they making millions. They making millions. So I think it did come to a point with the labels where she had to make a choice. And it was so crazy to me that whoever she was around, I believe, knew that she was about to leave. She probably told somebody from what the streets is saying, like pretty much everybody knew she was leaving. That's no mystery. Everybody knew she was on her way out of Columbus. I mean, if you read articles, you listen to, people interviews, even Miss Wanda said that even if Boog would have went to Atlanta, everybody I talked to pretty much was like she was on her way out. Everything I found out was she was on her way out. So maybe somebody knew that, which I believe they did, and they started setting this back door up. Some people did not want her to leave. A lot of people did not want to be left behind. This case has took me in the loop, y'all. So, in the last week, this case has really did like a 360. especially with Mr. Williams. And here's the thing that makes me even feel like he has to be an informant or something, because if you go to the court records, they got Mr. Williams released and incarcerated at the same time. Then they got him released on another charge that he did. I mean, the boy, him and Kyson record is crazy. I'm surprised they actually haven't did big time before this happened to Boog, because them boys' cases and they reps and the stuff that is out there about these boys, I'm surprised they ain't been got locked up by now. Why did the system fail? Why do the system keep failing us as taxpayers? Because we the one who our tax dollars is paying for these trials and all that. How do the police keep letting these people just go under the radar, knowing they got all this shit on their record, knowing they flight risk? If they would have locked up Mr. Kyson and Mr. Williams and Mr. McIntyre due to their records, Boog most definitely could still be alive. If we go off of their records. Because if you go to their public records, and all this is public, it's all public, people. If we go to their records, I'm really shocked that them boys really did not do no hard time up until this point. Because the stuff I'm still sifting through about Mr. McIntyre and Mr. Wood, and y'all, I'm not even halfway done. When I tell y'all the emails is crazy, it is bananas. I've never received so many emails. I think this is the most emails I have ever received in the last week, ever since I've been covering this case. All of them is strictly about Mr. Kyson, Mr. Williams, and Mr. McIntyre. And then I had another email that somebody asked me, and I'm not going to say their name. Another email came in, and they asked me a question. This was just their opinion. They asked me, do I believe that Mr. Lockhart is in witness protection? And you know what? Like I told the person who emailed me that question, shout out to you if you're watching this. Because if you're watching this, you know exactly who I'm talking to. I never even considered that the whole time covering this case. But if you think about the information that we all discovered, that we already had known, and then the information that Winter PH dropped us, that Mr. Lockhart was still in contact with Miss Wanda and calling the house phone, I could kind of see that being in witness protection, because allegedly Mr. Lockhart is in West V. I think it's West Virginia or Virginia, one of them. But I believe it's West V, allegedly. He left Columbus and he's in West V, and that's allegedly. And I was like, okay, well, I can understand why Mr. Lockhart would leave, because I would leave. Who would stay? If I know people think I had something to do with this murder, I'm not in custody, I'm not a suspect, why would I steady walk the streets of Columbus for me to be dead too? Somebody probably could have did something to him or something like that. So I don't disagree with him leaving until the trial comes, because Cameron is the only, to me, reliable witness in the case when it comes to Courtney's side, because nobody else is there who's going to be able to testify on Courtney's behalf but Mr. Lockhart. Kyson going to tell his story, Mr. Williams going to tell his story, and Mr. McIntyre is going to tell their story. And they all probably going to stick together if they probably already ain't fold and told different stories, which we believe they did, which I'm quite sure they did. My thing is, what is Columbus police doing with Mr. McIntyre still been on the run? And y'all got Mr. Williams allegedly being released and out. Not allegedly, that's a fact. They got him being released and out. Released and in custody at the same time. I said, this got to be some informant type shit, because this ain't me and my people. I got people helping me with these documents. This is, let me tell y'all something. These documents have become so huge for me. I have my people looking into the documents, my team. Now they into the paperwork, because it's too overwhelming for me myself to go through all this paperwork, these emails. It's crazy. So now, as we looking into Mr. Williams' records, him and his brother, I think it was him, and don't quote me on this, y'all, because it's late, but I want to say either Mr. Williams got shot at the public library or his brother got shot at the library. This was like 3 to 4 years ago at the library. Like, this is crazy. It's crazy with these boys. When I really walked, well, I'm not going to say I, but when we, my people, when we all walked into these boys' paperwork, it's crazy for them to be that young with these kind of records. These boys' records is crazy to be their ages. Like, their records look like they should be like 35 or 40. All the charges on them boys' records. That's why I'm like, how did Columbus police fail the people? Because the kind of records these boys got, but with them being juvies, it pretty much a slap on the wrist. But the list of charges is crazy. The list of charges is crazy. So, for the life of me, y'all, every day I look up, it's some new information or a new email that we have to go through. And I thought by now I would have been ready. But it's so much shit I got to still cipher through. I got to put the proof with it. Then I got to follow up on it. Then I got to go to the next emails. Then they got to do their research on the stuff that they know. My people helping me out. It's so much, y'all, to this case. I'm still at a loss of words on how it took all of this to take her out. That's how much of a threat that she was. It took so much planning. So many people came together in this. It's so many different ways this shit could have went, especially on Door Place. Now we know it's a possibility she could have been doing Mr. Williams' hair. We know it's a possibility that it all could have been a setup to get them chains. And we also know many of the different possibilities when you really look at it. Was it a drug transaction? Was it about the hair? Was it about the chains? I mean, it's still so many puzzles, especially with Mr. McIntyre and Mr. Williams being brothers, adopted brothers. So it makes me think, like, who is Kyson to these dudes? Because Kyson is older than them. He's 22. So is he their cousin? And what's the connection with old girl? The 911 call still ain't making sense to me. I don't know if y'all got it. I'm still listening to this 911 call, y'all, because I'm not understanding. How the 911 caller could hear Boog saying, she said, call 911, they just shot me. How did you hear that if you wasn't on the scene? How did you hear that just riding by? How? Then she say, hurry up, call ASAP, she can't breathe. It sound like you was there on the scene. I'm sorry, the witness sound like she know more than what she's saying. Still ain't got the 911 call. Still ain't got the whole call to determine. And that's the part, that's the part the police be playing with us about. Because whoever released that 911 audio, trust me, the full audio is out there circulating somewhere. But they give us pieces like to give the people something to hold us over. Like, oh, we gonna just drop this and let them feel all right with that. Like, nah, actually that made it worse. Because it was good that we get dig at the 911 call, but it made it worse because from the whole time we thinking it wasn't no witnesses out there that was on site from what they saying. Because allegedly it was in a driveway. And then the news showed a little driveway, then they showed the part with the pole. So I'm still trying to figure out either which way it go. It happened back there by that pole somewhere. I don't care what nobody say. It did not happen in the middle of Door Place. It did not happen at the tip of Door Place. It happened back there around that, or in that circle somewhere, maybe at the tip of the circle or on the side, the left side of that circle. But it happened somewhere in that area where that pole was at. So My thing is, if the witness say, right, I was riding by, and I heard her say, y'all call 911. Come on, man, you ain't just riding by and hearing no shit like that. How you riding by? If she was shot, allegedly, because, right, when her PX, the cousin said, allegedly the gunshot wound to the head. I can't see how, if she got shot in the head, allegedly, in the chest, how could she yell out, call 911, they shooting me? A headshot, you flatline. You flatline. I mean, it got to be the grace of God that maybe it probably grazed her. Maybe and I'm not going to just say Winter PX lying, but I'm saying it couldn't have been a straight through shot. It couldn't have been a straight head shot. She either had to get grazed and then get hit in the chest to be able to say, to be able to say, y'all call 911, they just shot me. And then she say, I rode by her, pow, pow, pow. Then I heard her say, hurry up, she can't breathe. Man, how you know all this if you just riding goddamn past? That's too much goddamn information for a person just to be riding past. I'm sorry. I'm not buying that 911 tape. I need to hear the whole footage, because from what this lady is saying, she know more than what she's saying. Either she tried to help Boog, from what it sounded in her voice. You can hear the desperation in the lady voice. The lady was shook. That ain't no mystery. I ain't never questioned that. But my thing is, she lied about riding past. I do. I don't think she lied. Do y'all believe that lady rode past and experienced all that? Or do y'all think the lady was there and tried to give assistance and aid? Y'all comment. Because for the life of me, that 911 call ain't making up with all this research I've been doing for 2 months. 3 months. You ain't making sense, lady. Either Mr. Kyson was her goddamn peep, them probably was her nephews or something out there. Was she the sister or something covering up for them or something? Because you say you seen Boog get out her car. First of all, she wasn't in her car. So what made you think that was her car? Second of all, she said, I was just riding by and I heard pow pow. Then she said, I seen her get out of the car and she yelled, y'all call 911, they just shot me. Hurry up, she having a hard time breathing. Come on, man. Either you was there and tried to render aid, or them your people and you covering up something for your people more than what you saying. Because it ain't making sense to me if you just riding by. That goddamn circle on Dirt Place ain't that goddamn big. Dirt Place is a circle and a straight shot up to the corner. Where was you riding by at? So if you were just riding by and you heard all that shit, you had to be a witness to see everything like Mr. Lockhart seen everything. Had to. You ain't hear all that just from riding by. We ride past streets all the goddamn time. We can't hear nobody 2 feet past us when we riding in our cars. Let alone hear somebody who allegedly got shot in the head and in the chest say, call 911, they just shot me. I don't believe that. Either that lady lying and covering up for them out there, Mr. Kyson and them, because his people live on Dirt Place. Keep that in mind. He has people who live on Dirt Place. Could she possibly been one of Mr. Kyson's relatives and covering this shit up and really tried to get Boog help? Like, she felt kind of like, did she feel bad, but she trying to cover up for the nephew type shit? You feel me? Because family do that. They lie for family all the goddamn time. But did she have a good heart to also get Boog help? Because based on her call, it sound like she seen everything, and it also sound like she tried to render help. But she was shook. Something with that lady. Either she left and came back. She seen it, left and came back, or something. Cause this story, the 911 call don't make sense. Dirt Place coming. Okay, let's just say for instance, if she was coming off of East Livingston, right? Because let's just say we're going to use an example as if she was coming down Dirt Place. Let's say as if she's coming north, like she heading towards the circle, right? Now, we know, or what we possibly kind of got an idea on where the alleged assault took place at, right? If she was coming towards Cameron and Boog, right? Where was you running? Where was you riding past when you heard the bow bow? If you coming towards them and seeing her get out the car, you had to be coming around the circle. If that's the case, I'm just saying, use a visual in your head. I need y'all to go visual with me. Go visual. If she was coming towards the circle, right? How could she possibly be coming straight towards them, then go around? She said she heard the pop out. So that means when you rolled past, you had to hit that circle. You heard the bop bop. She seen Courtney get out the car. She said, I seen her get out the car. Then she can't breathe. Y'all get here ASAP. She having a hard time breathing. How could you tell somebody having a hard time breathing if you didn't see them get shot and you riding by? How did you know it was her? She wasn't even in her car. So how did you know it was her? First of all, how did you know it was her? Number one. Second of all, how could you hear her say, call 911 if you just riding past coming around the bend? Third of all, how could you tell she having a hard time breathing if you wasn't there on the scene? She had to be there on the scene. I'm telling y'all, I'm going with that. I'm sticking with that until I hear the whole 911 call. Because I don't think the lady is really being all the way truthful in the 911 call. I don't. I don't know if she is Mr. Kyson people or what. But it ain't no way that you rode by and heard all that, saw that. You don't know who the people was out. You ain't know who the people was. They had on masks, obviously. But then you knew who she was. And then you say, I seen her get out her car. But Winter PX clearly told us Boog drove her car to Cameron house. And Cameron drove the car to Dorp Place. Then she turned around and backtrack and say, she didn't drive her car. It was at my Auntie Manda house. So I'm confused. Which one is it, baby? Which one is it? Because now it seemed like it's just too much shit that's just starting to be covered up now. Like, how is everything so clear and now shit in certain areas? Because we still got clarity on a lot of stuff. So I ain't going to say that. But still some things are still blurry that ain't making sense. Then Cameron allegedly moved a car and had it towed somewhere else. They didn't know who paid for the tow. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But I know it's some things that is not adding up. And I most definitely will get to the bottom of it. And I am going to get to the bottom of it. I'm going to get to the bottom of it. Just give me some time. It's too much. It's too much for y'all to comprehend. It's too much for me to break down just in a lot. I can give y'all snippets and stuff, but it's so difficult to a point where I can't even give y'all what I want to give y'all without knowing the facts. Because I have to know the facts first. Y'all know me. I ain't got all the answers. But a lot of the stuff I come with most definitely be facts. I cannot report a story without doing my own research, public information, and reaching out to these people and these sources. That's how I get my information. I just don't go off of what somebody tell me and just put it out there. No. I gotta do research. And if I feel like they on some bullshit, I'm calling their ass out on their bullshit. Just like I called MJ out. Just like how I feel Winter PX should come back up and address stuff. Just like I feel like the 911 call ain't making sense. I don't have a problem addressing these things. But what I'm not gonna do is disrespect nobody. But if I feel like your story got holes in it and you coming over here lying, I will expose your ass and call you out on your bullshit because we need justice. And a lot of people who covering up these stories and going with these lies and building lies on top of lies, that's how we know where the bullshit lies and where the truth lies. That's exactly what it is. So when people say like, oh, well, the first they said Boog walked to the hospital. everybody kept saying this walk story. I don't know if y'all heard about this walking thing. She walked to the hospital. Then she walked inside the hospital. Could they possibly think when an altercation was going on, could it possibly been she tried to escape the robbery and run? And people had it mixed up thinking she walked to the hospital and ran inside the hospital. I'm just saying, this is not allegedly, this is a thought. Don't run with this. This is a thought. Because for the lady to say she heard her and did all and she did all this and she said she couldn't breathe, y'all called 911. They just shot me. Who could Courtney be possibly talking to if she didn't try to run off and see some people? It had to be some people out there, or she ran to some people. Because who else would she say? Y'all called 911. The 911 caller, the witness specifically said that she said, y'all called 911, they just shot me. My thing is, who is the y'all? Who is out there where she could have been talking to? If it wasn't no people out there. She couldn't have been talking to the assailants. The 911 people said, the 911 caller said she was riding past. From what the lady said, she said, I was riding past. So Boog couldn't have been talking to her because the lady claimed she was on the move. Couldn't have been talking to Mr. Lockhart. They got robbed for their phones and everything else. Who could she be saying call 911 to? If it wasn't other people out there. Could it possibly been other people involved? Could it possibly been other people who was actually out there? Keep in mind, this happened in the evening time, broad daylight in the summer. I mean, the summer wasn't here yet, but it was close to summer. It was spring, but it was nice outside, dry weather. Could she possibly ran or tried to escape? Could she try to escape the robbery? For instance, try to run off, and that is maybe what pushed them to start shooting because she ran off. I'm just saying, people, it's a possibility. I'm not saying this is a fact, and I'm not going to say this is allegedly. This is all just a thought, because I like to cover the story from many different sides. We not saying it got to be the right side. It ain't saying it's the wrong side. But we have to figure out and really make it make sense and be logical with it. Based off the 911 caller. Because that's a difference. That's a witness. We can go off of hearsay and what the streets know and all that. That's cool to a certain degree with certain things. But when it comes to an actual witness, besides the people that was involved, the 911 caller is the only witness who came forward, who actually was on Dorp Place, who seen it. She said, y'all called 911, they just shot me. Who is y'all? Somebody called 911, y'all, they just shot. Who could have been talking to? Because she possibly could have ran off, and Mr. Kyson and Mr. Williams started shooting as she ran off. My thing is, if she did, because like I said, this is not a fact and this is not allegedly, this is a thought. If she did possibly run off, where was Mr. Lockhart and how did he end up getting back with her in order to take her to the hospital after 911 was called? The witness says she seen her get out the car. So is it possible, and this is another thought, this is a thought, this is not a fact, this is not allegedly. Is it possible, somebody said on another live, well, maybe the 911 caller meant she seen Boog get out the car, and then after she was shot, she got back in the car and could have Mr. Lockhart pulled off. I could see that as a possibility. But what threw me off, which made me think, was Boog driving? Was she the driver? Because what would make the witness say, I seen her get out of her car, if Boog wasn't in the driver's seat or she wasn't in her car? If she was a passenger, what would make the witness say, I seen her get out her car? Everybody know Boog car. Everybody know what car she got. So what car was she in? Was Mr. Lockhart the driver of Boog car, or was Mr. Lockhart the driver of his car, or was Courtney driving Mr. Lockhart car? A lot of people say Courtney was on the passenger side. I read stories saying she was the passenger. I read stories saying that Mr. Lockhart was the driver. Only thing that ain't making sense with what Winter PX was saying, it don't make sense if she wasn't in her car and why the 911 caller would assume it was her car. If y'all get what I'm saying. I ain't trying to confuse y'all, but I'm saying if you get what I'm saying. Because we got to make it make sense. We got to make it make sense. The 911 call threw me for a loop. After I'm in shock with the 911 call and going after that days and days and days, I listen to this audio hundreds of times, y'all. When I tell y'all hundreds of times. And I still cannot figure out this shit for the life of me. I can't. Something is missing there. It is something missing there. And it's also puzzling to what car was she driving if she wasn't in her car. And the witness saying it's her car. But then the family members say Cameron was in his car. Then her car was at Miss Wanda's house. How could the car be in two places at one time? Can't be, man. It can't be. So after that, I got rocked, right? So when the 911 call came through, boom, rock me. Because that shook my shit all the way up from the untold truth from what I wanted to say. It rocked me. So I'm like, wait a minute. So I got this 911 call right after that. It was like, oh, second suspect captured. Third suspect, we know who he is. He on the run. That rocked me. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do the story on that. Blah, blah, blah. Few days later, boom, he out on bond. Check the records. He out on bond and he incarcerated at the same damn time. Then they released him this day. Then I said, look, I can't for the life of me. And then all these emails coming in about Mr. McIntyre and Mr. Williams. I mean, these people in Columbus, man, shout out to the people in Columbus. Man, they opened me straight up into Mr. Williams' world. I mean, like, same way they did me with Mr. Lockhart. Same way. They family members, friends, what school they went to, their girlfriends, and their brothers and siblings. And, I mean, opened me straight up into this young man's whole world. These is people closest to him. Ain't nobody just run me this information. People who didn't know him. The information I got on this boy, these is people who was close to him or knew him. Who gave me this information? Certain stuff I'm not going to release and certain things I am going to release. Same thing with Mr. McIntyre. It's a lot of things people let me in on him. People had sent me personal photos of him when he was a kid, his family, everything. If y'all, that's why I tell y'all, the people, shout out to the pipeline, man. Shout out to getting with me. But people who you sit around, a lot of people don't be your biggest fans. I had to tell Mr. Lockhart that. Mr. Lockhart, remember I did that video? If you listening, people ain't your biggest fans, bro. These people that opened me straight into this young man's life. That's how I ended up getting a deeper look into Mr. Lockhart's life. And his people ended up reaching out to me and I reached out back. These is people that still sitting around him while all this is going on. People who telling me all kind of stuff. I won't release everything. Y'all know how I am. But things that need to be covered will be covered. But a lot of things with me riding on respect, dignity, and morals, and these as young men, even though what they did is very tragic, and I do want them to get what they deserve. But me being the type of human being that I am, I cannot release certain personal details about these characters just for everybody's safety reasons. Just because these is all babies. And not only that, they parents and they family members watches the channel and listen to these kind of things. I won't want to take these young boys' mothers through a certain amount of agony by releasing their parents' information and information of these people, of their people and family members. Certain things I just can't do. But when it comes to certain things about this story, where their part was played, I most definitely would address. Certain photos will be shown. Certain details will be shown. Because we have to get justice for Courtney. But as I do this blogging thing, I have to always keep in mind that people do have hearts. People do have family that's grieving, because nobody takes a win on either side. Nobody takes a win on either side. This whole story is very tragic. Nobody wins, and it's a lot of losses on everybody's end. Everybody's end. So I always try to give my content stamina. I try to let it stand on dignity. And I also try to let it stand on principles. It have to stand on principles. But if your actions cause you to be in the hot seat for the decisions that you make, then we got to talk about it. We got to talk about that. Because Courtney didn't bother these young men. Courtney was unbothered by these dudes. Even if she knew them, some of them, and didn't know some of them or whatever, she wasn't checking for these dudes. Look at them. They ain't nobody to be checking for. Who is they to be checking for? So, for Courtney and getting justice, we most definitely have to bring these things to the forefront so we can continue to keep her name alive, bring closure to her story, and also bring the new people in on who she was. Keep her legend, keep her name going. Get her street name, get her a day. Get her own day. Don't forget to go to change.org, y'all. Fill out the petition for Boog to get her own day and own name. She didn't deserve this. And out of all the women coming from Ohio, she most definitely was the GOAT. She was the GOAT coming from Ohio. I don't care what nobody say. Can't nobody convince me otherwise. Out of all the females that came from Ohio, Boog was the dopest. They got to put some respect on her name. She was going to be the first female coming from Ohio, coming from the Buckeye, that was going to put them on the map after Bow Wow and Trippie Redd. I think Boog would have actually grew to be bigger than Trippie Redd, honestly. Honestly. Because how coincidental was that when she was about to do the whole first industry feature, from what they saying? I don't know if she did another industry feature that they didn't leak yet. You know what I mean? Because her deal, her music now is she on a good label. She had things going. So I believe she was gonna be bigger than Trippie Redd. I do. I really do. For a female to come in the way that she was gonna be bigger than Trippie Redd. Trippie Redd is cool, but he real weird. Like, he weird to me. I ain't gonna say I don't really care for his music, but I think Boog probably could have took his girl, and I think her music is better than his. I do. All Courtney music was feel-good music. It's none of Courtney music that made you sad. All her music had passion. It had oomph to it. It gave you a vibe. Boog was a whole vibe, bro. She was a whole vibe. You nowadays, you rarely could find an artist that you really like that could give you a whole vibe. Every song is a whole vibe. Even your mainstream artists ain't giving you a whole vibe. Only thing we got to listen to for the females is the twerk music. So it was an avenue for Boog to come on in. She had her own lane. Why they didn't let her get in all the way and create her own lane? But she had her own lane. It was a lane open straight for her. Wasn't nobody creative like she was. Then nobody had that swag the way she did, that delivery, the tempo, the pop star vibe. Like, she had her own little lane that she could have fell straight into and could have popped and was gonna pop. Like, she was gonna pop. I believe she was gonna pop, and she was on her way to do that, and people around her knew she was on her way to do that, and that's why they tried to stop her and had to stop her, because of the envy and the jealousy, and people felt like they was gonna get left behind. People felt entitled to her success. That's what it was. The people, the dudes that was around her, and the females in her life. A lot of people felt entitled to Courtney's success, and that's why she had her trust issues. She was feeling lonely. Then she got it together. She like, you know what? I'm about to do my thing. I'm gonna go ahead and get baptized. I'm gonna change my life, and she did it. She did it. She knew from the research we done and the stories that we covered on Courtney. And if y'all follow my timeline, follow her timeline with who she was as a person, as an artist, up until May 20th. To me, she gave us the signs that she knew something was going to happen. I'm not going to say she knew it was going to cause her death, but if you look at the timeline of events and you listen to the music and you watch this story play out all the way up until May 20th, with her getting baptized, after all her music came out, she signed her deal, she was on her way out of Columbus. She knew something was going to happen to her, but she did not probably know it was going to cause her to lose her life. That's why I believe she changed. We all have these feelings. Everybody that's human have these kind of feelings like, okay, well, I don't know about this person. I don't know if I'm going to make it to next year. You know what lifestyle you live, and you know the people that surround you. You always have it. Like when I interviewed JT the Bigger Figure, shout out to JT Big Bro. Shout out to Big Bro. When he came on the pipeline and said he seen his death at his doorstep 100 times, that's what made him change his life around. At first, I said in the interview, if you go back, go watch that interview, I said, well, JT, what you mean by that? Clarify that for the people. His exact words were, I seen me getting shot, because we know JT got shot with an AK-47. I think 3 or 4 or 5 times, and he survived. He said, I always knew before I got shot that I was going to face death because I seen it too many times, and I beat it. He said, I knew it was going to be a time I didn't beat it. I said, what do you mean? He said he dreamt about it. He saw it. He visioned it. He always knew that was going to happen to him. But he ended up God's plan. God saved his life. And I believe the same incidences was happening with Courtney. I believe things in her life, even if it wasn't during the pandemic, maybe in the last few years of her life, things started going where she really started having trust issues. Like, I can't fuck with these people around me. I gotta watch them. I gotta really move a certain kind of way. I gotta get up out of here. She been having these feelings something was gonna happen. She did. And I think if y'all really, really think about it, we all can feel these kind of things. You can feel when harm is your way, or you in the wrong company, or you at the wrong place, wrong time. You have these feelings, these instincts, where you just got a feeling like, something ain't right. Something ain't right. And with that, she did change the way that she moved. Completely changed her whole life around the last 2 years. Since 2019, changed her life around. She had her past. We all had our past and battle with that. But she overcame it and really went full throttle with the shit. Like I said, when she dropped her kicked the door straight off the hinges. 2020 was hers. 2021 was most definitely hers. Because she knew what the label was offering her. She knew she was about to be up out of here. On top of that, she knew she had her clothing brand going. She doing her modeling for other people. Why not leave? I'm on my way out of here. I'm on already. So why would I continue to stay? I'm about to make sure, boom, my mama cool. I'm out. People around her knew that. And they did not want her to leave. Hey, Angie, how you doing? Thank you for joining the live. And people knew that, man. So I just really wanted to tell y'all I'm really is trying to get this case together. But it's just so many pieces, y'all. I'm baffled. Like where I had to get help with the paperwork. It just got so overwhelming. And you know what? I feel like this is just how I feel. Whatever is going on with Mr. McIntyre and Mr. Williams, the police know that they are damn near related. It ain't no mystery. They damn near related. The cops know that. Kyson probably told them that. Mr. Williams probably told them that, or what. I totally think Mr. Williams is going to bring in Mr. McIntyre. Excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. I totally think Mr. Williams is going to get Mr. McIntyre in there. Go lead the police straight to him. Cause I can't understand why this young boy still is not in custody yet. And we know it's an investigation. I think Columbus police kind of, like, I'm not going to say like they know exactly where he at, but I think they kind of got an idea about it. Think about it. He's 17. Where could he possibly be going? Mr. Williams then gave up a lot of information already. So it's just about a matter of time. And we said that last week because we thought that Mr. McIntyre was going to be locked up by now. We really did. I was hoping they got his ass. Because we need all of them to go to trial. We need all their stories. We need all of them to go to trial. So I don't wish no bad on them, boy. Like far as no bodily harm or no physical injuries. I don't wish that on nobody in this case. I just want everybody to just have their day in court. Justice most definitely has to be served. You have to be accountable for your actions. And it's just simple as that. It's just that simple. But the longer they run, the more time is going to be on his head. That's simply what it is. The more you stay on the run, the more we on your ass. You come in here, the time is going to be bigger. So that's why I was saying Mr. McIntyre might as well turn himself in. The walls got to be closing in by now. Either which way, you can't run for too long. How long do you think, how far do you think you're going to run? And how long do you think you're going to run before you end up catching a case or somebody turning you in or they come to snatch your ass up? Them the only three options. So I had to come and get with y'all. I had to have this open discussion. I had to have this open panel, this open topic. Because the stuff, like I told you, I've been seeing all week. Not just in the Boog the Bandit case, but just with people. I'm never surprised. But it's like, how do you keep motivating people and supporting people who don't believe in themselves? I'm going to always love you and encourage you, but when I got to cut you off, I got to cut you off because you no longer believe in yourself. And I'm tired of seeing the people around me, and I have very strong people around me, but it goes to show to me how this pandemic is really taking a toll on the mindset of the people. Because I'm seeing some of the strongest people fold. I'm seeing some of the strongest people crumble. They breaking. And it hurt me to my soul because some of these people I look up to, I go to for advice. So now I'm constantly pumping fuel. As I do that anyways. It don't matter to me. I'm full of energy. So I'm going to pump that energy into my people to pump them back up as much as I can. But the mindset is getting deteriorating behind, I don't know if it's stress or just the pandemic or what, but people's folding. The hunger. No, people is losing the hunger to survive. That hunger is gone. People's really just living just to be living day by day. I heard so many young people say, we don't think about the future. We trying to get through the day. A young dude told me that, y'all, a few weeks ago. I heard a couple people that I heard that a couple times. But one dude told me this. I think he was about 19 or 20. We on my people, we talking. I said, babe, what you got? You plan for your future? You know what I mean, babe? You gotta take care of yourself. He like, we don't think about the future. I said, how old is you? He said 20. I want to say he said 20. He said, we don't think about the future. We trying to get through the day. I'm like, that's the mindset of our generation. That's the mindset of the youth. Not saying all. I'm not saying all, because there's some good ones out here. You know what I mean? All the youth ain't bad. It's a very respectable, well-mannered, they successful, they young, they going to college. It's a lot of good ones too. Don't get that twisted. But when it comes to our young black men, and I'm not just gonna say black, I'm gonna say all races, because this is something that we are affected by worldwide. It's not just a race thing. Our youth, our young generation, especially the boys and the young men, in reality, in every day is a fight for their life. Every day is a struggle for the boys and the men. And as women, we do have to support that, because we understand what it's like. Like, we can't understand because we not men, but we can relate to y'all pains and with the police brutality going on. We can relate to certain things, but also y'all have to do better with the decisions that y'all make. And I'm not saying a lot of innocent people don't get killed by the police, because that happens every day. It happens every day. Some people don't even have to do nothing. They just walk down the street, get popped, get blamed by the police, mistaken identity, thinking they got a gun and it's their cell phone. That happens. It does. But only thing I could really try to tell our young men, honestly, and our young adult boys is just try to be humble, safe, and put your hands up. Ain't no need to be tough or act tough. Let them people do what they gonna do. Go about your business. You know what I mean? If they ain't trying to search no houses or no cars and they ain't got no search, that's different. But if they just running up on you on some bullshit, man, let them people go ahead and run your name, whatever they gonna do, so you could go home and make it safe to your family. I understand some people, this injustice is injustice, because I don't want this to go left, because it can go left. But you know how the people is. Like, what you mean? What you mean? Every day we go up, man. Listen, don't come dragging me tonight, but I'm just saying, every day is a now I'm trying to clean it up, because I know how y'all gonna get. Like, every day is hard. Every day is hard for our youth, period, especially our boys. But we all just got to do better with supporting each other and looking after them. Don't just look after your kids. Look after everybody else's kids too. If you see them kids walking down the street going to school and you on your porch, just stay out there a few more minutes till they hit the corner or something, or making sure they, get out your eyesight safe. Everybody can't be so quick to turn the blind eye. And I think that is the problem. Not just with the men, but just in society, period. A lot of people don't want to get involved in other people's business. And I can't understand that. But it comes to a point where you need to goddamn get involved. If you know some shit ain't right and abuse is going on and these kids is starving, you ain't always got to go to the police and call children's service on the people. Go knock on their door and ask them, can you help with something? What y'all need? Y'all need some food over there? Or, the kids, let the kids come out so they can play with my kids. Think about them parents and what they're going through and what these kids is going through in these households with these parents that's on these drugs and mentally unstable. You don't always have to call the police and call children's services. Sometimes people just need support and help. Just help out a little bit. You know what I mean? You ain't always got to be like, damn, them ain't my kid. Fuck them kids. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Everybody's so heartless. And I'm not saying don't be a fool. Don't be no fool. Don't go out here and get taken advantage of. Come on now, y'all know what I'm saying. Don't be no goddamn fool and let people play on your conscience and your emotions. Don't do that. But it's nothing wrong with stepping up, helping out. Help your neighbor out. It's so many elderly. Listen, y'all. There's so many elderly people out here that needs just basic help because they kids don't come and visit them. They grandkids don't come and visit them. And they sit in these houses with half of these lazy ass home health aides. I'm going to call it like it is. I'm not saying all, but it's a lot of lazy ass home health aides. It is. They don't be doing their goddamn job all the way right. They don't. It's always a problem with certain kind of people that come into your house. Not all, but some. But if you know some elderly people or you got some grandparents that live in your neighborhood or something, don't hesitate to stop by and knock on the door. These is our elders. These is people mothers and people grandmothers. They kids have ran off on them through addiction or feeling entitled or holding on to past issues from when they was kids with their parents. So now their parents is elderly and older, and now their parents is sitting by themselves. Y'all reach out and help. Y'all reach out and help. Because that's how you're going to get your blessings. Don't be so selfish. Be humble. Don't be so selfish. Because the more you be selfish, you're going to block your own blessings. And I have to tell y'all this. You cannot be selfish emotionally, physically, or financially. You can't, or you will stop your blessings. And when I say physically, I'm not meaning sexual. I mean physically far as affection. Nurturing these kids, nurturing the elders, hugging on people, loving on people, supporting people. That's what I mean by physical, literally. Hugging people, consoling people, nurturing these kids. You cannot go through life mean, bitter, angry, or selfish, or you will stop your blessings. And I believe your days will be cut short. It will. That's not the image God created us to be in. And a lot of people that may not believe in God or whatever, I believe in God. This is just my own belief and my own theory. Whatever you believe in, shout out to you. I'm not knocking that. But whatever is going on, people need to believe in something. Because that's why a lot of people's hearts is turning so cold. And a lot of people, it's a lack of love. It's a lack of love and a lack of entitlement. Because people... Right? If you listening, hit the like button in here. Hit the like button if you in here. Don't shorten your days and miss out on your blessing by not being humble and being selfish. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Do y'all don't remember how many millionaires and celebrities we seen at the top of their game and lose it all? Lose it all. And we sit back and be like, dang, how they lose all that money? What happened? And then the media tainted out like they was drug dealer, they was on drugs, they overdosed. And I read a story and did a story on Britney Spears. How the industry and Britney Spears' whole camp got her addicted to pills. Because when Britney Spears would act out, they would put sleeping pills and drugs in her salads and her milkshakes and her smoothies. They got her addicted to drugs. It was her own crew. When Britney Spears came into the industry, she was not on drugs. Her mother and father has always managed her career. Something like Aaliyah's parents, right? Something like Aaliyah's parents. When Britney Spears would rebel and do things that she didn't want to do, they would put the pills and the drugs in her salads, dice them up. I read an article on it, and Britney Spears spoke on it as well. They put the pills in her milkshake, her salads, and her smoothies. That's how they would get her intoxicated and unresponsive, and basically make her numb to be their puppet. To be their puppet. And I'm only saying that to tell y'all that people around y'all will do the same thing to manipulate your mindset. These people will put drugs in your alcohol. They will put things in your marijuana. They will sell you things that's laced and smoke it with you and take you straight on up out of here and will Mickey you and will cause you to lose your mind. The mind is a terrible thing to waste. Don't waste it, people. I'm tired of seeing my people wasting a good thing. Use that same energy to get into your bags. Use that same energy to get into your crafts. If I can't preach nothing else to the pipeline, I will tell y'all this. Jump into them crafts. Jump into your creativity bag. Fuck chasing a bag. Fuck the material. Put everything that you know and some of what you have into your craft and stay consistent regardless of what happened or what nobody say. Don't nobody support you. That's cool, because there's billions of people around the world that will support you if the people around you don't. I've been down this road and overcame this road. Put your money into your craft. Stay consistent and stay dedicated. And most of all, believe in yourself. And more importantly, believe in your creativity. And with that, you can conquer whatever you want to conquer. You can have whatever you want to have. You can live the life you have always wanted to live, long as you invest in yourself, believe in yourself, and most importantly, believe in your creativity. Whatever you invested in, you have to believe in it 110%, not just 100. You have to believe, I know I could be great at this. I know for a fact, if I do this and I do that, I'm going to get that. Be 110% sure. I know I can do this. Once you get to that point, when you know for a fact that you can do it and you can accomplish it with no help, think about it. Everybody ain't going to want to be with you, and everybody ain't going to help you win. A lot of people going to close them doors on you when you start changing and making moves to better self, because they going to think you changing. You supposed to change. You supposed to change. When people be like, you not supposed to change, you think you better than... I am supposed to change, and I do deserve better. I do. Sorry, you feel like think I'm better than you. That's something you got to deal with, because that's a self-esteem issue you battling with. I do deserve better, and I know I'm great. You changing. I'm supposed to change. I'm not supposed to stay the same. Life is about elevation and growth. So when you hear them people tell you, you changing, you acting different, cut them people off, because you know where your problem is at. That person is going to be a problem when the success come in. Then pay attention to them little signs and that little side shit people say out the side of their neck and think you ain't paying attention. Pay attention to them people. They don't want you to change, because them people steady gonna be the same. And in 10 years, you're gonna come back and them people gonna be doing the same shit they was doing 10 years ago. Trust me, I live it. I see it every day. So, on that note, justice for Boog, y'all. I believe in y'all. Y'all continue to stay great. Listen to everything I said tonight. If you in here, please hit the like button for me. Drop a comment if y'all don't mind. I love the feedback anytime. Hit the subscribe button on your way out of here. And until next time, Pipeline, I have gave y'all all of me tonight. I've been yawning on the channel and everything, but I had to vent. I had to get it off my chest. Y'all go to change.org. Y'all sign the petition for Boog so we can get her own street name and her own day in the city of Columbus. Justice for Boog. Shout out to the Pipeline. I'm out of here. Until next time.